All right. My name's Mookie, or Mark, if you prefer, from the Independent 88.5 FM. Another here at home session, and we have Matt Koenig from Undercover Dream Lovers on the other screen here. How are you today?
Hey, what's up? Yo, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, Mark.
Where are you right now?
I'm in my house or the house I rent in Los Angeles in Highland Park.
Are you a Southern California native?
No, originally born in PA in Philadelphia, and then Pittsburgh for like 13 years or so before New York, and now this is where I've landed. Yeah.
So, did you relocate to Los Angeles strictly for music, or you just needed a change of pace and a change of the weather?
A little bit of both. New York was like a blast. Lived there for like 5 years, and definitely feels like I think like the first couple of years were like super energetic and exciting, and I think the last couple were still fun, but you start like going through some of the same motions. It's like less new experiences, and I think visiting LA was such a breath of fresh air. I like came here and was like, whoa, there's plants and like the pace is just slower and like relaxing, and geez, like it just kind of like blew my mind that you could still do the whole like music thing at the level I was trying to do it, and but also kind of like maybe a little more balance in your lifestyle and living situation. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we claim you as our own now, so
Yeah,
you're a local, and now we're treating you as one.
I'll take it.
Yeah, right. So you were in a fortunate position to just squeeze out a full length record before the whole world went into lockdown. It's all in your head. Has been available since about February, and I was able to dig into the whole record and some of your other stuff recently. And man, with the new LP, you knocked it out of the park. It sounds fantastic.
Thank you.
And now I just got a couple of wave files, so we're going to be playing some of your music on the air soon on 88.5 FM. It's been written that you're a one-man band. I don't know if you had anybody collab. Well, I did want to ask you about a particular collaboration, but as far as writing all the music parts and all of that stuff, it really comes from you, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I've been pretty like self-taught on everything. I had some like guitar lessons as a kid, and then ultimately like as I've grown up, I've learned to play and produce, and from playing the drums to the piano, and at different stages, kind of adding them into my process and workflow. So like some of the earliest stuff I did, maybe I do some beats or drum machines, or I'd have a friend come on and play replay some of the drums live in the earlier days, and then kind of taking it on myself as time went on and teaching myself to do that. So yeah, pretty much I'd say like 90% of the stuff on Dream Number songs is me, and a lot of those songs are 100%, but every once in a while I kind of like would explore, just new things, and if a friend was around, or I think on this record was probably, and moving to LA was when I was really starting to collaborate and try new things a bit more than maybe in the past, besides the drums, with songwriting and specifically. So like You Don't Have to Be Lonely, one of the guys who plays in the live show with me, we were hanging out and did that one together as an example. Yeah.
Right on. I saw Dent May has songwriting credits on the song Soon Enough, which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. We hold him in high regard as a great sort of indie rock musician.
Oh, Dent's the best. Yeah, Dent May is a excellent writer, excellent voice, great. His project is super awesome. He definitely writes with a lot of people behind the scenes, and is always like trying to expand his whole thing. So I think that's he's a super cool guy.
Is it hard as a songwriter to share your music with other people? Because songwriting can be so personal sometimes.
Um, I think like when I was still learning a lot of my like techniques, like probably before this record, there was like a lot of things I was maybe a little more uncertain about and didn't always want to like open up or release. And there's a bunch of songs that I like started and probably won't go back to, just because like time where I was at with them. And I think like going through the writing process enough times, I've eased up on that and like really enjoyed not putting too much weight on a song, and realizing that you can always start a new one, or if you're like less precious about it, it kind of makes it a little easier to crank the workflow out and just feel like it's always, each song's like a learning opportunity. So I think it's cool to kind of like not make it so much weight, because I think that also can go into be like a con sometimes if you like build up all this expectation when you release it, and if it's not like the one you thought it was going to be, or if a different one was, it kind of like kind of just lets it take its own journey after you're done with it, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. You had mentioned the live show briefly. What does a live show look like these days under the COVID circumstances, especially? And we do know that you got this Jam in the Van Speakeasy session happening real soon,
Yeah.
which is cool. It seems like everybody knows Jam in the Van. It's a huge brand on their own, and now they're doing these speakeasy sessions, which is live music with an audience. And from what I understand, they got it down to a science, and everybody who shows up gets these goodie bags with all sorts of great goodies from what I've been hearing. And that one's coming up on the 21st of November. So coming up on a Saturday here. So what is that live show sort of going to look like?
I've been following along on their Instagram. They've had a few, they've been covering the ones they've done, and it looks like really exciting. Just like a special way to, obviously the times are a bit bizarre. We did a little bit of I like recorded something on my back deck recently with a few live performances that were not, we didn't stream those live. We just recorded them, and then I like edited the audio, and it was a fun way to try and like still give a performance. And then Jam in the Van reaching out and asking about us doing an in the moment performance, like an actual live stream show. We were super pumped, and the guys who played a live show with me are like really excited to have an opportunity to play in front of some people again, even though like it will be distance, and it looked like from the videos that everyone's kind of sitting in lawn chairs, kind of spread out, but everyone's got a good vibe and energy, and just happy to be able to like listen to music in person. Yeah.
I think it's as safe as it could be right now, and everybody's socially distant and in masks and as contactless as possible. And I imagine being an artist, it's got to be refreshing and invigorating to finally get up in front of people again. I noticed on your website on what is the website? The undercoverdreamlovers.com. There are some tour dates. Not till January, but I imagine those are in traditional venues, and God willing, hopefully we'll be able to get to that point where you can hit the road and do that stuff.
We were definitely looking forward to, because originally we were going to go right after the release of the LP on tour with Starfucker and go, it's the whole US tour. So that got delayed to the dates you just mentioned. And we're kind of crossing our fingers, but kind of have to see how it pans out. But we were really pumped about like playing out, and obviously just the times, you got to roll with the punches, and it's fun to be able to like, kind of get back into the swing of it. And it's kind of cool because in a weird way, because I've been like exploring how I want the live show to be, and we had a really cool setup in the past where I had kind of had like all the synthesizers running through a computer, and kind of had the patches changing. It was an automated style, which it was still all live performed, but it was a little more complicated of a setup. And I kind of changed the whole thing in this COVID period to be more of a blend and fusion with more hardware synthesizers, and using less of the patch changes with the computer. And it kind of like really gives a different life to the sound that we were doing before. And I'm like really excited to be able to play like that at this upcoming show, and then for the tour that eventually will happen.
Yeah. Can't wait for that, man. Again, the undercoverdreamlovers.com is the website. I've been telling people that, you can't normally buy a ticket for a show. So, buying some merch, helps. It might not be a lot, but a little bit goes a long way. You've got the hats and the tote bags and the T-shirts and the vinyl available up on the website, which is very, very cool. So, as I was digging into the new record, It's All in Your Head. It does appear that, you send out some singles maybe in piecemeal. 2-3 years ago, and some of those songs are ending up on the full-length record as well, right?
For the couple of the songs that ended up on It's All in Your Head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think with any of the releases we've done, we've kind of 3-4 singles leading up to it, building up and kind of just getting people excited. There had been a pretty big gap, I think, from the EP I did before that, because I had moved to LA and that took some time, and then we were booking shows and kind of setting up with some new bandmates here. So I think I had also had it done for a second, and kind of just sitting on some of those songs and waiting for how we wanted to roll it all out. And yeah, and then eventually just kind of started kicking off with a couple singles. All were a part of that full length record.
Do you you've seen it a lot, I'm sure, as have I. The wave of the future seems to be just sending out sort of song here and song there, and sometimes we'll get a song with no word of a full length record in sight. Eventually, it comes, but I guess that's the way of the world right now, especially because everybody's living on their computers.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but I've even put out 3 to 5 songs after the LP. Just songs that I wrote, I think like the first 2 weeks of COVID, I like had 10 songs that I kind of busted out really quickly. And they're all kind of a similar vein and mood. So I didn't know if I wanted to make them a release or if I wanted to revisit them later. But there were some that stood out to me that I was just kind of like, this is the flow right now. I want to stay connected with people. I can't do it in a performance sense. And I could goof off on social media and try and stay connected, but ultimately, I think a lot of the people just want to hear music and see what kind of creative things I'd be working on. It's going to be over like a year, I feel like, of whatever the actual timeline it turns out being for how long this time period is. So I think you got to stay connected in whatever way you can, and if that's just putting out some songs and seeing how people feel about it, that's kind of been my mindset as of late anyways.
Yeah, and it seems like you have sort of adapted to the times, maybe not streaming on your own, but creating some original content on your own and engaging music lovers that way, which is very cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been pretty busy since the February release. Songs like Drive Through and Take It From Me and Number One. And there looks like there's a 3-song EP available right now called Half Empty. So man, you're working. You're busy releasing stuff.
Yeah, just going with it and rolling with it. I mean, my workflow's really gotten dialed in, and I was like starting to sit on all those, and honestly, I have a handful more, and I was just like, I don't want it to be a year or 2 from now and like not as connected to these songs and like not be as excited and have new material that I'm more excited about. I'm just going to start dumping them out and kind of see what the response is and see what people think, and kind of go like that.
Yeah. Well, from what we've heard so far, so good, man. And I can't wait to play your music on the air to let our listeners know what your music is all about. We never want to pigeonhole anybody into a particular genre. I hear terms like chill wave and dream pop, and listening to some of your stuff, there's a heck of an R&B influence as well. Do you have an affinity for some of those R&B artists of the past?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get some I definitely resonate with like some 90s R&B stuff. Like,
I'm telling you, I'm wearing a Bone Thugs shirt here in my home studio right now. And every now and again on the station, you'll hear a Tribe Called Quest or a Grandmaster Flash or a Lauryn Hill. And not a lot of people know that I was such a 90s hip hop kid, playing the Pixies and Tom Petty on the radio. But it's true. I feel you on that, man.
It's some really good stuff, and like just the groove and the beats and just the melody lines. Like there's a production style that's really simple but tasteful, and like it's like, and they can still do a lot of things in the production, but it just hits like, it seems like that kind of music just really can hit really, really nice. And yeah, I don't know. I think just growing up around it, I actually have a lot of sisters, and they're just like listening to a lot of like, and they would like in dance and just I think they always would have that kind of stuff on the radio in the car, and I think subconsciously kind of settled in at that age for me. So, and still enjoy it now, obviously too. But yeah, I think it kind of just comes out without intent in music I make.
Yeah, because I guess that's what you were listening to in your formative years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it makes sense. If you were to go to like a Pandora or something with all of the algorithms and type in Undercover Dream Lovers, it's hard to talk right now. I'm drinking coffee. I got like fuzzy teeth.
Oh, you're good, man. I'm the same right here.
What sort of artists do you think that algorithm would throw out after that first Undercover Dream Lovers song?
Yeah, I've seen it. I think I've had it on before. I know the Neil Francis guys come up, or the band Sports. Those guys are both really, really dope bands, so I really appreciate their music. There's a variety. Kind of blanking on it besides those two at the moment, but definitely kind of in the chill wave bedroom pop that you were describing.
Yeah. I mean, again, not to pigeonhole, but I'm hearing a little Tame Impala. I'm hearing a little Washed Out type of thing. The palatable versions of Washed Out, if you will.
No, I'm a big Tame Impala fan. And I think like there's some similarities that definitely like creep in. I don't know if it's I think there's like a different pace of the stuff I do. I think I've just been a bit more laid back. But I think ultimately some of the production stuff and some of just maybe the processing of some of the timbres and things kind of get an influence. Yeah.
I see some vinyl behind you there over the piano. How are you generally consuming music? You playing vinyl? You streaming? Are you playing CDs? Listening to the radio?
It's funny. It comes in waves. Like for sure. Like I'm like super lucky to be surrounded by people who are I feel like historians of music. They're constantly. My roommate James constantly has great music on. My manager Rivka is constantly throwing me stuff, and ultimately, like I've heard this before from other artists, but ultimately, like when you're writing a lot, you sometimes can be a little burnt out on just like what to put on sometimes, and or you're just so focused on your creativity and your art that you're not like digging, so to speak, like going down the rabbit hole of finding new music because it's such a demand to be creative with it. But so I think my habit that I do is I'll just kind of pick when a song that comes to mind, or whether it's like an R&B song or like a Tame Impala song, or I like the Marias a lot. I like Men I Trust a lot. And there's like just like different artists. I'll just do like the random radio based on a lot. And I tend to just find things, and I'll find a new song on the radio based on, and then do like a radio based on of that. It kind of just like generally puts a good mood on it. I'll just have it on the car, or if I go for a run. And it usually just kind of caters to the mood that song was in. It's really nice. And you get little production ideas, or at least I do, when I'm kind of listening or half listening and just not really sure what's going to come on next. You get these nice surprises. So I like to do it kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I just got an email of a wave file of the song "Peace Out," which I don't think is on the full length record. Is that something coming soon?
Peace Out is in the half with the three songs on Half Empty.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the last one. There's two. There's Hide and Seek, Half Life was the second song, and then Peace Out's the third song. Yeah.
Can you talk about the subject matter behind the song "Plane Ride"?
Yeah, that song. I mean, a lot of my lyrics, I like kind of like challenge my practice at times, but like traditionally we're like stream of conscious, kind of just like certain words resonating with me and certain feelings when I'm like thinking about things. And then as I've developed more my craft more, I kind of trying to challenge to have more intent and like recognize what it is and maybe make it more clear. But that one I started writing before we went on tour. I forget which year it was, even my brain is a mess, but we went on tour with the band Hers. And we like a very, very unfortunate accident where they passed away in a car crash. And we got back and I finished the song, and I was definitely like thinking of them and thinking of some of the lyrics. And I don't know if I have to think for a second just to recall which lyrics specifically, but some of them with the plane ride kind of as a metaphor for life, and a metaphor for how it can all kind of just in a moment, it just kind of come to a halt. And so I think it was influenced by those moments. And initially some of the lyrics were written before and then some after, so it was kind of a blend of both mindsets. Yeah.
Right. Heavy subject matter right there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of music to delve into. Again, the new full-length record, It's All in Your Head, is available right now. There's some new singles that have been recently released. We're excited for the Speakeasy session, man. Can't wait to see what it's all about, and we're excited to have you play it and play some of these songs live. And hopefully in the not so distant future, you can come by the radio station and do a proper session live on the radio with some bandmates and stuff like that, man. We can't wait to get to that.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Us as well.
Anything else to touch on to the general public who might not be familiar with the music quite yet?
Well, I mean, we definitely, I feel like, got a good amount there. Mostly just that, yeah, I'm super excited to keep writing and keep making new things. I have some stuff, recorded something recently, which I don't know if I'll probably put out in January to look forward to, but finally got around to just having somebody over for the day with a camera, and recorded me working on a track. And the idea was to just get like a minute's worth of content and show like my process a little more, invite people into my space. And actually I wrote like a whole song when we did it. So I think I have pretty much like an entire song, like the process captured. So I think we're going to edit that, and that'll be early next year, but I think, and that's something I think will be a cool window for people to look out for, of like what it is I do exactly. Because I think that I don't like to always take videos of myself when I'm working. I'm so focused on it and I forget. And like, I feel like you can like, if I was in a full group, people would be filming each other, and I tend to kind of get lost in my own little bubble. So I'm excited to maybe share a little bit more of like what's actually happening at the house and what's actually happening. So that's something I'm excited about.
And I tell you, people love behind the scenes sort of footage, man. I always love the shot of a radio DJ in the studio with the headphones and the buttons and all of that stuff, sort of the Howard Stern visual of, DJs being DJs in the studio. I think people love that behind the scenes sort of stuff. Man, you're a class act, Matt, and we appreciate you taking the time. And again, can't wait to introduce our listeners to your music. When we do start spinning some stuff on the air, we'll blow you up on social media, and we would appreciate a retweet type of thing, if you will.
I can do that.
Right on, man. You take care. Again, the undercoverdreamlovers.com is the website, and hopefully we'll talk to you real soon, and we'll see you on the 21st at the Speakeasy Sessions.
Excellent. Thank you, Mark.
All right, my man. Take care.
Peace out.
All right.
88.5 FM, KCSN, and KCSN HD1 Northridge, Los Angeles. KSBR and KSBR HD1 Mission Viejo. A service of California State University Northridge and Saddleback College. Member-supported public radio. Streaming on the web at 885fm.org.